Okay, I'm here with my good friend Marvin Germo. So Marvin, quick update. What have you been up to? Been busy?
Wala. There's nothing to do. Wala. Just at home lang. The occasional groceries. That's it. Tapos, there was a time na sarado yung market for 2 days. So, wala talaga. You just stay. You, it's a good time to be grateful that everyone's safe. Na yun, you're at home.
Well, finally,
Tapos,
I've been seeing that you've been eating at home. That's something that more of a luxury for you and Yvonne. Ano? You guys,
mm,
you guys are a couple who eats outside all the time, but I've been seeing you
no,
eating at home.
no choice eh. There were some days na may Grab pero wala eh. May lalo na pag gabi Grab and Food Panda's closed eh. So
Okay.
yun. We have enough food naman for I don't know how long. So pero you can't eat spam din kasi every day.
Oh,
you can't eat ano parang magsasawa ka din and then itlog ubos na lahat. I think I've been to so many groceries ubos na yung eggs. So
okay.
there's not much eggs anymore available or yun yata yung mabilis maubos also.
So, see, Yvonne also, your wife is also working from home at this point, you know?
Oh, I think for what they do is it's ano eh. She's part of treasury. Because ang daming mga nag-close yung PDEX, nag-close yung
Yeah.
ano, so ang daming nilang inaayos. Mas matrabaho pa now than what it was nung hindi sarado yung markets.
You know, there's something I was able to teach you many things, but that's something I wasn't able to teach you is how to cook. We should have spent more time teaching you how to cook.
Di naman, okay lang. I'm okay. Ano, not, hindi, okay lang sa akin kumain. I'm okay eating. Pero the cooking,
So my question is, paano na yung coffee fix mo ngayon? I'm really concerned about you.
I have stash, so okay lang. Yung coffee, sure ako, safe. Pati creamer, safe.
Pero drip,
Tapos I have,
drip coffee in
oh,
creamer. Kawawa ka naman, bro.
di okay. Di, ano naman, Australian eh, so it's okay.
So Marvin, I really
Australian.
wanted to catch up with you. You know, you featured me in your video the last time, and you know, I'm not a big fan of videos, but I've been trying to do more of these videos now. You know, I just finished. Parang gonna edit lang a video with Dodong, and ito naman I wanted to have a video of you also at the same time with what's going on right now. So Marvin, my biggest question right now is, how do you see these things happening? This you know, closing of the market, or at the same time bumabagsak ang market, global market. Anong perspective mo sa nangyayari ngayon? And you haven't experienced this. I mean, you're quite a young guy. You haven't experienced these things happening at this magnitude. What's your thoughts on this?
This is different from na-experience ko lang 2008. This is different nung 2008 kasi the companies that were affected sa market that dropped weren't really affected in terms of their sales, in terms of their income, in terms of their growth. I think ngayon there will be a large effect on those companies. You will see, I don't know, they'll be hit eh. Consumption na nga lang, no one's going to Jollibee, no one's going to Max, no one's going to Shakey's. You can expect their income to be low. When you look at Airbnbs right now, wala nag-Airbnb ngayon. Hotels right now, their occupancy rate is very, very low. Cebu Pacific, PAL, listed companies also, wala, they literally shut down a lot of their operations already. So,
imply, right? So, yun ang problema. So,
oh,
you're saying, kasi from a economic perspective, a lot of these companies are virtually, in a way, limited capacities. Some are not even functioning at this time. So, revenues will be a big hit now. So, what do you see is going to happen in the market?
hindi, it's already happening. I think it's down more than the economic impact of it. Pero we don't know kasi how big it is eh. Kasi for example, sanga-sanga siya eh. Ayala Land waived all of its rent, more than 1 billion plus pesos of rental revenue waived for a month. So that means that yun din, it slashes 1 billion plus dun sa top line kagad nila. So I don't know how long this will drag. If this will be longer. If it's longer, it's hard to say. I don't know. What I do know is you can just prepare kung anong pera meron kayo. You prepare your cash for times like this. So depends on what your style will be. Kasi I don't know. I what I do know is a lot of these stocks are already cheap. They're very, very cheap already. Pero what's cheap kasi can get cheaper. And with all the uncertainty also that's happening, we don't know ano yung pinakababa nito. Nung bumaba yung market to 4,000, that pushed us intraday 4,000. That pushed us lower than 50% from the high already. Pero while that was happening, the US markets were only 30% down, meaning or around 30% down. So if you try to compare the 2008 drop, yung drop no 2008, everyone started to rebound ng March 2009 eh. At that point also, majority of the markets were 50% down. Tayo, we've already dropped 50%. Yung US markets hindi pa. So if the US markets drop even more, we might drop even further. Kanina, I don't know if this is confirmed already, pero sa Seattle, they're already forming the National Guard already. And when that happens, that's not very, very good for the state. That's not also very good for the economy if they shut down everything in the states also. So we go low as far as all of the other markets around the world. Naging problem natin was nung mataas yung states, bumababa na tayo last year eh. When the trade war was happening, bumababa tayo, tapos lahat ng issues about Manila Water, MPI, and all of those things at the end of the year that caused us to go down even at the start of the year.
So nauna na tayo bumaba.
Oh, we were down already. So the US markets were hitting all-time highs. We were ang layo na natin. We were already bearish at that time.
So, my question for you. I want to ask you a few questions. I hope you can answer a lot of these things. These are questions that I've been asked. So at this point in time, meron pa bang silbi ang technical and fundamental analysis at this point? Or
naman.
What are we? My question is, what are we analyzing at this point in time? I mean, we can just look at price, earnings and price and all these things. When in effect 70-80% of the economy is not even functioning. So what is there to analyze? I mean, how good will this analysis be, considering, kumbaga, it's extraordinary times?
That's what's interesting about it. If you look at all the, I'll segment it. You can use technical analysis for two things. Either you trade the volatility or you trade the trend. If you're following the trend, all of the charts right now are telling you that majority at least, are in a downtrend. So if you are a person who's analyzing charts that way, it's telling you that you should not be into the market yet because it's not yet consolidating, it's not yet reversing. So may tulong siya in a way because it's telling you that if you're a trend follower, this is not a good time yet to come in. If you're a trend follower, it would be prudent for you to be in cash. Now, if you are a fundamental person and you are an investor, you're not a trader, fundamentals help also because your knowledge of fundamental analysis will allow you to look at sino yung mga companies na apektado dito, sino yung mga companies na hindi masyado apektado, sino yung pinaka-affected, and that's what you stay away from. Sino yung over a 3 to 6 month period affected sila, but over a 3-year time span, they will also rebound. And you check yung pagbagsak ba niya today versus the upside that it could get later on, is it worth buying into? And yun yung pwedeng tignan dun eh. Or for example, Ayala Land came from 53, dropped to intraday close to 20 pesos per share. You knowing fundamentals also, you can look at how cheap it is, pero hindi lang yun. You can also check if it goes down from 20 to 10 versus it goes up from 20 to 53, is this a good upside already for me based on the risk that I'm taking? Kasi we don't know how low it can go, pero we can measure what's an acceptable risk of you entering versus an acceptable upside also. So, tulong pa rin siya.
Follow-up question ko, Marvin. At this point in time, with what you're seeing right now, what would make, I know you're supposed to do both technical and fundamental, but if you can only choose one bias from this perspective, should it be more technical or should it be more fundamental at this time?
If you are a trader, technicals. If you are an investor, fundamentals. So, ganun lang siya.
It's the same.
This is the time where you have to follow your conviction already. That's the most important. Kasi if the markets rebound 2 years from now, tapos bumili ka ng sobrang babak, pero alam mo naman na investor ka na, even if it goes lower, you're okay with it. that will come out well also. What's important is people lose money right now because they keep shifting and changing plans. Sa pagkababa dito, nagka-cut sila kasi investor talaga sila pero naging trader, and then they try to catch the bottom. Pero that's where money gets lost. But if you have a battle plan already from the start pa lang, binili ko to, bumaba, hindi ako magbebenta, but when it goes down lower, I'm gonna add some more. Pwede yun. That's investing. But if you're a trader, this full downside, you should be in cash. So ganun din ginagawa ko in my portfolio for trading, cash. In my portfolio for investing, I try to accumulate on bits and pieces, pero I would never put everything right now kasi yung technique ngayon, kailangan may bala ka. Dapat di ka mabusan ng bala because you don't know how low it could possibly go.
Hindi ka naman nawawala ng bala, no? So Marvin, my question for you is, are you more trader now or are you more investor now at this point in time?
Trading cash. Trading in cash, in investing, yun din. The ones that dip and acceptable na yung risk, acceptable na yung upside with the mentality that kung bumagsak man siya, kung if it goes lower again, okay lang sa akin. Pero if it goes lower again also, may pangsalo. So if that mentality pwede. Pero if you're trading, cash pa rin. Cash will help you. You have to wait until it consolidates and it starts to at least reverse from that consolidation. Okay. As of now, wala pa.
Very helpful. So if you're an investor and you have conviction, you have extra cash, and you have you're confident about certain stocks that you like, that you personally see that can recover, then maybe, am I saying, then maybe you can buy a few of these things.
I'll give you an example. Depende, kaya babalik sa strategy. If your strategy is dividends, nung nag-dip below 900 yung PLDT, the dividend yield for that is very, very interesting already. Globe also, the dividend yield of, if you're a dividend investor, the lower the price drops. And the reason why I gave them as an example, because in this era, I think their earnings will be better because people are consuming data more also. So you have to be sensitive on the company that you're buying, and then how does it affect your dividend also. I wouldn't.
In other words, you still need to do your homework a lot.
Oh naman. And there's a lot of time right now kasi nasa bahay lahat ng tao. So you don't have to study all 200 plus companies. You just have to study one. After you study one, nakita mo hindi ito worth bilhin, that's when you study the next. Pero pag convince ka na dun sa isa, okay lang. You don't have to buy everything naman in the market eh. Or to make it easier, lahat ng mga tinitignan mo na dati, balikan mo na lang lahat yun and then check if it's still worth buying or not. If nagbago yung fundamentals niya and then you think it's not good anymore, you may have to let go of that even if it's at a loss, pero with the notion that baka may paglilipatan kang iba also.
Thank you. Very helpful. Now, this is the question in a lot of people. For those who have been invested, assuming investors sila, hindi trader, investors, they want to use it for their retirement, or they bought a BUL or UITF or index fund or whatever, or certain stocks that are tingin nila, gagamitin nila in the next 5-10 years. Should they liquidate now and go back, or should they just wait? What would be your advice to them?
For people with longer horizons that are not trading, yung mga position, very, very specific. These are for long-term investors that are investing right now that are not really trading and that don't want to catch the bottom and don't want to really look at the technicals. Number one, kung binili mo ng mataas, you always have to go back. Kung yung plano mo, retirement naman yun. Kung nag-start ka ng 2017, 2018, you're only in your third year out of 30 plus years. So dapat di ka nababother kasi you should be following what your plan is. Your financial plan should dictate how you should go about it also. So that being said, if you're in your year 3 out of year 30, the downward movements today should be acceptable also. And we've been saying this over and over and over in so many videos na mahal naman na talaga yung market eh. So ito nga dapat yung yung hinihintay nila na kailan magiging mura yung market. Ito na. However, kung kailan pinakamura yung market, that's where fear is also. So if they can get rid of the emotion, they can forgo fear. It's a good time for them to deploy money na hindi nila kailangan. Very, very important though is money na hindi nila kailangan. Money also that sobra sa kanila, that they can tolerate the volatility. Kasi kahit sobra yun, pero they cannot tolerate the volatility, wag na lang. And also, depende sa tao, if you think your job is in trouble, your business is in trouble, I would not suggest that you invest it right now. Kasi baka mamaya, you need the cash to be liquid also later on. Very, very important. If you think there's a threat to your, kasi we're in unprecedented times, so you don't know what will possibly happen. So if you think there's a threat to your cash flow in the next 6 months, don't invest it. You have to stay afloat first. What's more important? What's more important is you stay afloat. Pero above and beyond that, kung sobra yon, walang threat sa ano mo, put in an amount that you can tolerate. And then, I'll give you an example. Kunyari, sobra mo 100,000, you tranche that na lang depending on an amount that's acceptable to you. So if acceptable sa'yo, for example, per tranche is 10,000 or 40,000, you go with those tranches. Kung you ask yourself, pag 40,000 siya, pag naglagay ako ng 40,000, bumaba pa siya ng 15%, am I okay with that 6,000 loss? If the answer is yes, then put that 40,000. If the answer is no, babaan mo muna siya.
All right. Very helpful, very helpful. Okay, some people are asking naman, baka daw, yung iba naman, I don't know where the suggestions coming from, and they're not coming from me definitely, is lipat daw muna ng mga bonds or bond fund yung mga equity positions nila and balik na lang daw later. Would you recommend that?
It's too late eh. The best time to have done that was when the market was high. Yeah. So that
market was fine, hindi nila iisipin yun eh. Ngayon nila naiisip, right?
So it's too late. You go into bonds if you want to preserve your capital. Kaso it's counterintuitive kasi if kunyari bumili ka ng 8,000 yung index, 8,500 yung index, 7,500 yung index, when you transfer it, you will be selling at a very, very steep loss. Yeah. And then you're transferring it into something that totoo naman, pwedeng hindi bumaba yung bond funds, pero it will not make up for the loss that you took in there also.
And do you also see this position na baka mamaya maiwan ka sa bond fund when the market is recovered? Because you mean the downside is you already taken on the loss. Tapos yung gain, wala ka doon, nasa bonds ka or something.
Pwede. Pero I always tell people that huwag na sila umalis eh. Just stay in it. Kung may cash ka, tapos assuming lahat ng pinag-usapan natin kanina na qualify mo na yun, you put in more. Pero pag hindi, wala ka ng cash ng dagdag, you just stay the course na lang. What's more important is as long as your cash flow that's coming in is not affected, then you still have money that will, I don't know how long this will last. A lot of people are saying it might drag on pa for a very, very long time. And even if the coronavirus does not drag on for a very, very long time, yung magiging problem dyan is yung spending behavior ng mga tao eh. If people are still scared na kahit walang coronavirus, ayaw lang nila kasi tingin nila masama ang economy, mahina yung consumption. So a lot of the companies still won't be earning
it's
much.
I think we can now assume that there's going to be some slowdown and we need to be prepared for that. But what do you see naman is going to happen? What do you think are the signs that will show us some recovery as well? I mean, because after down, there's recovery that happens whether we like it or not. So what can make these markets recover?
And I've been over the past few days and daming time to study. So there's two models for it. A lot of people are saying it will really drag on pag lumabas yung cure, pag bumaba na yung growth ng virus, or yun din, may vaccine na. There's another theory kasi beside it that V-shaped recovery, because America's putting so many stimulus in their economy. Suddenly, when everything gets better, people will spend. When people will spend, biglang magkakaroon ng spike, so the recovery will be faster. I don't know when or how it will be, but what I do know is for my investments, for while it's low, I'm gonna start positioning already. For my trading, I'll be in cash. But when I see it recover, even though hindi na siya yung pinaka-lowest point, and when it starts to go up again, that's where I'm gonna come in. So at this point, I really don't know where it will go and how it's gonna be over the next few months. Pero yun lang, people need to have cash. Sobrang importante ng cash ngayon. Cash is the most important thing that they can hold on to. They can use that cash to position to make money later. Pero sa ngayon, it's nicer to fend off themselves also habang madaming uncertainty.
So just to summarize, it's okay to invest if it's a good investment as long as money na extra, money that you keep long term and kaya mo yung volatility. And we don't know how low this is going to be, but at the same time, life will go on after this. No, we've seen that happen. We've experienced that. Buhay pa naman tayo, di ba?
siguro just to share, no, and this is something that people can use should the next crash happen, kasi this will repeat itself over and over again. I've been saving cash for a drop, and I've also been saving cash for operations on top of my emergency fund also. So yung bala ko na pang-invest is not, it's separate from yung gagamitin ko pang araw-araw, and that's something people can somehow employ in times like this, that they have money that they can utilize for investing, and they have money that they can utilize for their operations also. And yung nagiging problem kasi when the market is good, hindi na pag-uusapan yung cash, parang boring masyado, talo siya sa inflation, pero cash is very very important.
Every time we remind people about emergency funds, parang okay. And at the same time, people still tell me na they invested their emergency funds. Yeah.
So, ang dami, sobrang dami. May mga tao linagay nila emergency fund nila sa stock market, and yun, kwento ng ibang tao ngayon, since wala silang emergency fund, credit card sila ng credit card ngayon because they used up everything. So sayang when people say that recessions are an opportunity for people to create wealth. It's if you also have to prepare for it, kasi hindi naman siya nangyayari biglaan, but it's something that also took time for people to prepare for, or at least you should prepare for.
Thank you, Marvin. This is very helpful. Before we end, I'm going to ask you for two things. One, any last words that you want to leave with our viewers and listeners to encourage them? And then at the same time, towards the end, which I ask all my guests, can I ask you to pray? Can I ask you to pray and end this session with a prayer? Can you do that, Myron?
Okay.
Last words and then prayer.
There's always hope. There's always a light at the end of whatever circumstance, of whatever crisis, of whatever things are going on. And while you're in the middle of it, never lose sight that hope is anchored on who Jesus is, on who Christ is, on that he will never leave you in good times. He will also never leave you on bad times. That he's not the cause of this problem, but he's the solution for you to get out of this. And I don't know if I highly suggest that in this time they should be surrounded with people who would speak life to this time, because it's easy to be down. It's easy to be to not look at what could happen later on, kasi this is an opportunity already for them to either, kung pagod na pagod sila because of life, this is a time to rest, kasi wala naman tayong magagawa. You can rest right now. This is a time for them to be creative. This is a time for them to learn new skills. This is a time for them to build on top of what they always wanted to do. For those who wanted to write a book, this is a time to write a book. For those who wanted to learn a skill for a business later on, ngayon nila magagawa, because since we're all stuck in this, hindi rin gumagalaw yung mundo, hindi ka naiiwanan. You can do whatever you want right now to position yourself for the better. But yun, surround yourself with the right people. You have to listen to the right things. You have to listen to something that will add to you. You have to spend the time building yourself up. And I know, sobrang daming, I've gotten so many messages, mga tao na depressed, nalulungkot, nawala yung ipon, nawala yung pera, and it's not even they're even in a better position than other people na talagang walang makain, or yung sila talaga nasa hospital because of what's happening with COVID. So I don't know kung paano nila how can they get out of it, but they always have to maximize the situation, kung ano yung pinagdadaanan nila. So anchor everything in hope, that hope is found in Jesus, hope is found in Christ, that as they know that Christ is their hope, alam nila na hindi sila pababayaan ni God this time. And yun I think if people cling on to hope, they will never stop pursuing, and they'll try to find a way also to get out of it.
Amen.
So
Amen. Can you pray for them?
Okay, how long? Okay, Lord, thank you for this afternoon. Thank you for everyone that's listening. We thank you for your peace that surpasses all understanding, Father. We thank you that we may not know what's going on, but we know that you hold our future in your hands, that you are our provision, you are source, you are healing, you are hope, that everything we need is wrapped up on who you are. Lord, thank you that our eyes are not on the surroundings, that our eyes are set on you. You are the author and the finisher of our faith, that what you started you will complete, Lord God, that our destiny and our purpose is fulfilled in you, that this hiccup is just something that this is setback, but even though we are in the midst of this, God, our eyes are on you. We thank you, God, that for those that need healing, we pray for your touch to be upon them. For those that need provision, Lord, that you shall meet all of their needs, Lord, according to your riches and glory, that there shall be no lack in their house. There shall, whatever is needed right now, Lord God, that you will provide for them, Lord. I thank you that you are the peace that surpasses all understanding, that there is peace, that there's calmness, that in the midst of waters, in the midst of shakiness, that they are, that you are with them, you are guiding them, that they are acting in wisdom and not fear, they're acting in faith and not fear, that their hope is anchored on hope itself, their hope is anchored on you. And we thank you for this time, Lord God, that this shall pass. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hey, thank you, Marvin, and hope to do more videos with you in the coming days.
You're very okay, sakto. Salamat.
God bless you.
Okay. Video, may ano pa ako, may 15 minutes video tayo sa channel ko. Video tayo. Okay. I have to, we have to leave this, I'll send you the link.